Indian Army Day is all about celebrating the zeal of being Indian. It is celebrated to honor Field Marshal K.M. CARIAPPA. Here's the fascinating story of K.M. CARIAPPA, a man who would invariably occupy the top spot if one were to count the most distinguished soldiers of India. A man known for many firsts, but is best remembered as the legend who made the Indian Army truly Indian. The legendary Field Marshal whose unrelenting patriotism and courage blazed a trail in the Indian Armed Forces. Born on January 28, 1899, CARIAPPA was one of the 6 children of an official in the British Colonial Administrative of India. He was educated in Indian schools and at the Presidency College in Madras. CARIAPPA received his military training during World War I. After the end of the war, Indian politicians began demanding the British to incorporate Indian officers into British military in India. In 1919, CARIAPPA was in the first group of Indian candidates to be selected and was sent to Indore for training. From there, he was commissioned into the Carnatic Infantry at Bombay. CARIAPPA was promoted to lieutenant in 1923, captain in 1927, major in 1938, Lieutenant Colonel by 1942 and Brigadier by 1946. Under the British, he worked in a variety of posts, including the Middle East and Burma. In 1942, CARIAPPA was the first Indian officer to be given a command of a unit.
After India's independence, CARIAPPA was appointed the Deputy Chief of General Staff with the rank of Major General. On promotion to the rank of Lieutenant General, he became a commander of the Eastern Army in November 1947. In January 1949, CARIAPPA was named the first Indian commander of the Chief of Indian Army, replacing the British commanding General Sir Roy Butcher. As Army Chief, he had a mandate to transform the army left by the British into a national military force. He established 2 new units, the Guards Brigade 1949 and the Parachute Regiment 1952, which were notable for being to recruit members of all castes and classes. In 1949, the US military award of the Chief Commander of the Legion of Merit was given to him by President Harry S. Truman. CARIAPPA retired from active military service in 1953, after which he served until 1956 as India's High Commissioner to Australia and New Zealand. He continued to be involved in the affairs of Indian military, visiting forces to boost morale during the wars India fought with Pakistan in 1965 and 1971. He was a strong advocate in building up India's industrial capacity to support the country's military. He also emphasized the need for military to remain apolitical and subservient to the civilian government. In 1996, the Indian government promoted CARIAPPA to the honorary rank of Field Marshal with recognition of his exemplary services to the country. He died on May 15, 1993 at the Bangalore Command Hospital. Field Marshal CARIAPPA remains an inspiration for generations of Indians. His valor and dedication to the country remain immeasurable. His life portrays the Indian Army's motto, service before self.